cannot believe what has just happened because Pedri winning another Man of the Match award in the Champions League for the second week in a row. Gavi has just come out and said that he deserves to win the Ballon d'Or this year. That's right, because after the game between Barcelona and Benfica in the Champions League, Gavi came out in an interview and said, Pedri deserves to win the Ballon d'Or more than any other player. His class is clear. Everyone knows what kind of special player he is. Now listen, if we are being for real, if you're looking at it from a footballing point of view, there has not been a better footballer in the world than Pedri this season. The crazy thing is, his biggest rival in the Ballon d'Or race, as of right now, is Rafinha. When he's putting in performances like this, 107 touches, 84 out of 88 passes completed, 10 times possession, won 7 duels, won 5 tackles, 3 chances created, 2 fouls, 0 fouls conceded. Can you even argue against him winning the Ballon d'Or? I mean, if you ask me, I couldn't really care less who wins the Ballon d'Or as long as it's a Barcelona player. We can recreate the 2010 Ballon d'Or race when we had 3 Barca players in the top 3 podium. This year, we could do the exact same thing with Pedri, Rafinha, and Yamal. Honestly, it's actually incredible to see people finally realizing how good Pedri is without the goals, without the assists, without the stats, just by watching him with their own 2 eyes.
If you're a real football fan, you can't tell me when you watch Pedri, this guy does not impress you. Technically. I mean, this is another game. 0 goals, 0 assists, where Pedri drops a masterclass. I mean, this kid is absolutely something else, blood. You understand? We all know Lamine Yamal and Rafinha are going to get the limelight today, and they deserve to have the limelight today. But it's also important to highlight these type of players, and I will do a video for Frenkie de Jong, who I believe has come back to his best form. But let's focus on Pedri for a moment, man. I mean, at times, with the work rate, people talk about just his technical ability and whatnot, but have you seen his work rate? The amount of ball recovery this guy does. You understand? It's up there with anyone in the world football this season with the amount of ball recoveries he's done. Today, you see him running back, getting the ball. You see him trying to start attacks. You see him controlling the game. You see him keeping possession. Unbelievable by Pedri today. And I will keep telling you guys, this guy is something else, blood. You get me? You don't need to be jealous. Just appreciate greatness when you see it.
He's only gone and done it again. That's right, Pedri, another Man of the Match award from him. Another Champions League Man of the Match award. Bro, this guy does it week in, week out. Pedri is the best midfielder in the world this season. I still don't know how people don't come to that conclusion. People don't come to that statement. Bro, this guy, what he's doing with Barcelona is insane. And he is the reason why people need to understand goals and assists, goal contributions do not define a player. And it doesn't define a midfielder. What Pedri is doing for Barcelona right now, he is having one of the best individual seasons out there. And honestly, I'm happy for him. A young talent like that, a lot in his, doing a lot already in his career. A long way to go in his future as well. Just wow, better than Jude Bellingham. Please stop the false comparisons between the two. Don't even compare him to anyone. I, as a United fan, say he's better than Bruno Fernandes. And that speaks volumes, no?
Pedri is so good that he's getting tired of winning Man of the Match awards after winning both of them against Benfica. He wanted to give his Man of the Match away again, like he did in the first leg to Szczesny. There is no other midfielder in the world, there's no other centerman in the world that can win Man of the Match in both legs in the Champions League when his attackers are scoring multiple goals each. There is no other player that can do this. Because Pedri was once again awarded Man of the Match. And I mean, like, you could have given it to Lamine Yamal, you could have given it to Rafinha, but Pedri, I mean, he definitely is 100% of deserved recipient. If you watch the game and see not only creative-wise this guy brings to the team, but him driving back, running all the way back in defense and winning the ball back, defensive recoveries, creating chances, passes, this and this. This guy's a complete midfielder. And just like last week when he wanted to give his Man of the Match award to Szczesny for performance, he said today the Man of the Match award could have gone to Rafinha or Lamine. They're spectacular, so is Lewandowski. We've got dynamite up front and have dedicated tonight to the win to Dr. Carlos. He was willing to give away his Man of the Match again. He is that good. He's tired of all these man of the matches that he 100% warrants and deserves. I mean, this is how good and humble he is at the same time. I mean, all we did was pray for a Pedri fully fit season, and we're getting that, alhamdulillah, right now. Hopefully, he stays fully fit for the rest of the season, because this guy, the world is finally going to see who Pedri is and who we've been seeing, because we've known about Pedri, but the world hasn't, because he's been injured a lot. And now they're seeing what we've been saying this whole time. This guy is the best midfielder in the world, and nobody comes close. Nobody even sniffs Pedri. I mean, we see it in the Champions League, the biggest stage of them all.
You can have goals, you can have assists, especially if you're Yamal and Rafinha. But it doesn't matter, because you will always get outshone by the best midfielder in the world, in Pedri Gonzalez. That is back-to-back Champions League Man of the Match awards against Benfica. And honestly, what is stopping this guy from winning the Ballon d'Or one day? He's got Iniesta's dribbling. He's got Busquets' composure. He's got Xavi's reading of the game. And if you didn't think he didn't contribute all that much defensively, he has the most possessions won in the middle third. You can add this one too from earlier today. Honestly, this guy is special, man, especially in the Champions League. It just means more. If you love watching football, you love Pedri. I don't care how biased you are. This guy is the best midfielder in the world. He completes the eye test. He has brilliant off-ball intelligence. And I mean, just on the ball, he is silky smooth. You could arguably say that Pedri is one of the most complete midfielders in the world. He can control the tempo just like a deep-lying number 6. He can carry the ball just like a box-to-box number 8. And he can also create at his own free will just like a free roam number 10. There is a reason why we constantly hype him up. There's a reason why we always say he's the best midfielder in the world. He can do this at his own free will, and sometimes he doesn't even need to try, and yet he still does, just because of the love of the game that he has. We are witnessing one of the greatest midfielders of all time blossom before our very eyes. Thank God this guy is injury free. Pedri Gonzalez, all heads must bow to you.
Players like Rafinha, Pedri, Yamal, Ballon, Martinez, Kubarzi. I just think that we got a good chance to win the treble, because we're still on it. Got 2 months and a half left until the season ends. Top of the league, quarter-final of the Champions League, still in the Copa del Rey semi-final. Yeah, we're in a good position, definitely, to win the treble. And so far, I would say the season has been, very positive. I'm not going to say that if it comes to the end of the season, we don't win anything, that I'm going to be happy. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be happy, but I got a feeling that we're going to win something for sure. Even Champions League, La Liga, or even both, or even the Copa del Rey, even the treble. But if anyone asks me, do you think Barca can win the treble? I think we can, because I think there's the quality. And we've seen the consistent now, and that's all you need. If you have the quality and consistent, I think the chances to win the treble is there. The chances is there, is big chance, and the way we're playing as well, I think that hasn't flinked completely. A man who won the treble and has just completely changed these players, and he's taken the best of every single one of them, and we've seen the quality of every player.
Is there a better player in tight spaces than Pedri Gonzalez? Is there a better player navigating out of tight corridors in the middle of the pitch better than Pedri? Is there a player at the moment better at reading space than Pedri Gonzalez? For all of the above, my answer is I'm not too sure. We all have our favorites when we talk about best midfielders. There's some tremendous ones. I keep saying it with Pedri. I think his name is right up there. And I'm starting to think he might be the best. Rafinha will take a lot of the plaudits this year, and rightfully so, because of the numbers. And people who don't watch football games anticipate and understand games off numbers. Not to take anything away from Rafinha. Please do not take that as a takeaway from this video. That's not what I'm trying to do here. But Pedri runs this team. And again, I think there's an argument that he's the best player in Barcelona.
Just listen to what Thierry Henry said about Pedri yesterday. Listen.
Of the game. And people often go to the killers, and you will go to Rafinha.
Yeah,
But
that's
don't sleep
natural.
on Pedri.
Listen.
We are the guy
Don't
like that.
sleep on
Iniesta
Pedri.
was, let's not even talk about him. Busi was, but Xavi controlled the tempo and the rhythm of the game. When you have a guy that can actually control the midfield, again today, he won man of the match. Huh? This is why I thought that they were contenders, and it's still a long road.
I don't think you guys understand how much this means to us Barcelona fans that have been supporting this guy ever since he made his debut for the club. We knew it since the game against Juventus in the Champions League away that this guy had the potential to be the best midfielder in the world. He had the potential to be one of the best midfielders of all time. And people are finally starting to realize it. You've now got Thierry Henry, an attacking-minded player, appreciating Pedri. That's how good he is. I am sorry to tell you, if you still don't rate Pedri after you watch him, you just don't know football. His injuries was the only thing that was holding him back. Now that's in the past, look at what he's doing on the pitch, man. Is that he's getting man of the match award every single game. Thierry Henry summed it up perfectly. Barcelona are the favourites to win the Champions League because of this man. Because of what he does on the pitch. Attacking, defending, he does everything.
Ballon d'Or. Genuinely, Ballon d'Or. We need to start having these conversations about Pedri possibly winning the Ballon d'Or. Because we obviously know he's the best midfielder in the world. But is he really the best player in the world? I mean, with the way that he's been playing, it shouldn't be that crazy to say. The guy makes everything look too easy. I mean, the weight of pass is just immaculate, especially for Fermin's goal. We also saw it against Valencia in the Copa del Rey earlier. Again, assisting Fermin. It's such a shame that the Ballon d'Or nowadays is mainly based off of stats. But the fact that Pedri is now getting a couple assists, could it be said that he's up for the Ballon d'Or? I mean, he completes the eye test. If there was an eye test Ballon d'Or, he'd win it hands down. He would probably have 3 by now. And let's be real, he has a better case for the Ballon d'Or this year than Rodri had last year. Don't be fooled by that Player of the Tournament award last year in the Euros. That was a scam. Pedri was better that tournament. Fabian Ruiz was better that tournament. Dani Olmo was better that tournament. Pedri is outright the best midfielder in the world. There's no debate. If we're going to be totally honest, it's between Salah and Rafinha, but I mean, don't sleep on Pedri. What do you guys think? Does he actually have a genuine case to win the Ballon d'Or? You guys let me know.